Hello. I don't have as much books as I have done before, but they're still substantial. So here are all the books that I got in May. I want to mention first, I already featured this in some of my other videos, one of my favorite books so far this year, and I forgot to haul this, I think, March. So I just want to mention this one really quickly. River Enchanted by Rebecca Ross. This was the one that I initially ordered because I couldn't find a really good price for the Illumicrate version that I skipped. I regretted doing that. When I finally found a really good deal for like the entire February box, this was already shipped to me. So I was like, oh shoot, I couldn't cancel it. So I was planning on selling this one, but I really liked the cover. I ended up really liking the cover. So I decided to keep this one. But of course, I also have the special edition from Illumicrate. It has the solid sprayed edges on the shorter sides and the stencil on one side, and has these beautiful end papers that just I feel like really captures the story very well. I love the story so much. If you have not read this, highly recommend it. It's really good, and it has foil embossing on the front and back of the hardcover. So it's very beautiful lyrical writing, very transportive. I really love this book so much, and I cannot wait for the next book. I don't think they've announced the title yet, if I'm not mistaken, because it's just released. So this is River Enchanted by Rebecca Ross. And then moving on, so most of these are secondhand. I mean, you could argue that River Enchanted is secondhand, but I believe that this was not read yet, so pretty much like a brand new. So Between Worlds, this is the second book in the System Divine series. I don't know how many books are going to be in this series, but I heard one person talk about the first book and said that they really enjoyed it. So, it's a trilogy. The last book is already out. The title is Suns Will Rise, and I don't know, I feel like I'm going to really enjoy it. It's a sci-fi fantasy, so, and I don't know, for some reason this really compels me. Like, there's something about the way that this book looks like, it makes me feel like I'm going to like this. It kind of reminds me of some of the earlier books that I read that I really enjoyed. I don't know, maybe the feel of the cover, plus I don't know, the feel of the book itself, for some reason, just makes me think like I'm going to really like this. Oh, I didn't realize this had a little bit of damage, but that's fine. It's on the top. And then I believe this is secondhand as well, but I definitely got this with a discounted price, especially considering that this is signed and this is one of my most anticipated releases this year. So I have Sea of Tranquility by Emily St. John Mandel. I was just browsing through the internet finding like a copy for this one because I wanted, and for some reason I saw this copy signed for, I believe this is like $15 or something, and you can see it's signed, and it does have that sticker that I am planning on removing. And I loved Emily St. John Mandel's Station 11. I have not read her Glass Hotel. I did read maybe like 20% of it. I wasn't really enjoying it, so when I returned to the library, I wasn't like urgently wanting to read it, and I think that's not going to be something that I would like. This sounds very similar to Station 11, that I feel like I will like it. This is, I believe, dual, if not multiple timeline. We have one that is set in the future where we have a colony on the moon, and one is set in our current time, or like a little bit in the future where the world is kind of already in the process of ending, and they both at the same time hear this haunting melody, violin I believe, so they're both hearing it at the same time. And so it's like, so it says here, a virtuoso performance that is as human and tender as it is intellectually playful. Sea of Tranquility is a novel of time travel and metaphysics that precisely captures the reality of our current moment, which I feel like just that description, I feel like I would like it. I've heard mixed reviews on this one. I haven't really heard a lot of people rave about this, or I've heard raves about this a lot less than I was anticipating. So we'll see how I will like this one. And then I got Empire of Sand and Realm of Ash duology. I've heard a lot of really great things about this one. Tasha Suri is the author of The Jasmine Throne, which blew up when it came out last year. I've since heard so many people talk about this book, specifically one TikToker that I keep forgetting her handle, but I will put her here, and she just has been posting about this book, and I feel like I'm going to really like this. So, and then I got sent an art of a re-release of a middle grade book by Brandon Sanderson. I wasn't expecting it because I actually checked my email and I didn't see anywhere that they were going to send this to me. I checked my DMs and all that. I didn't see it. So this is Alcatraz versus the Evil Librarians. Again, this is an art copy of the re-release. I believe they only changed the cover and they added illustrations, but the story itself I believe is the same because this was initially released few years ago. So again, this is a middle grade and by Brandon Sanderson, and I really enjoyed Brandon Sanderson's Final Empire. I believe I read the entire 6-book series. It's been so long that I need to reread it. But I was so surprised seeing this because I wasn't expecting it. And I hadn't heard of it ever before seeing this one. And then when I researched it, I found out that this was actually a re-release. So, you know what? I'm excited. And then I've heard so many good things about this one as well. Stationery Shop by Marjan Kamali. First of all, the cover is so beautiful. And just look at the shine. So again, I've heard a lot of really good things about this one, and I've been wanting to read it for a while now. I've had my eye on it and finally saw it, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get it because I feel like I will get so much from here. This is historical fiction as well, I believe, and it's going to be very emotional. As I mentioned before, I like crying sometimes, a lot of the times. So the Stationery Shop. And then I bought Terms and Conditions by Lauren Asher. This is the 2nd book in the Dreamland Billionaire series. When I received this one, I was so surprised because it wasn't the same size as my copy of the fine print. I did something. I sold the fine print copy and bought the edition that matches this. So yeah, because this one is traditionally published. That one I got from Amazon. So like the height are different and the paper is different. This one has the lighter type paper, like a recycled type paper. It makes it lighter. That's why the fine print was so heavy, even though it's like pretty like regular size book. So yeah, I got this one. I'm really excited about this one because I feel like I will like the dynamic more because it's like a boss and assistant type of romance. So I'm excited. And then I got finally a copy of The Red Palace by June Hur. As you can see, this is a former library copy and I really enjoy this one. And I wanted my own copy because I want to hold it up whenever I'm talking about it because I know I'll be talking about this a lot. I enjoy this one so much and I wanted to get my own copy. And when I saw that, I actually didn't know that this was a library copy, only that it was used. And it still has like the tag. It says Haverford, how do you say that? Senior High School on the back with a barcode. So it's pretty good condition even though it's a library copy. So especially with the cover too. So yeah, I should do this to my books, make them shiny. And then another one that I have read and really enjoyed. I did a vlog for this one if you want to watch my reading vlog. Emily Henry's Book Lovers. I tabbed this and did some annotations. I didn't write on it directly. I used my clear sticky notes so you can see it can come up. So yeah, and this is the first time that I've used my second notes a few times, but this is the first time that I really annotated a lot. And I want to go over this book again because I feel like I've missed quite a few moments that I do want to annotate and do want to write notes about, but I haven't really, I'm not really used to like writing down my thoughts on the book, so I only have like a few words of like comments. And most of them are just me screaming because I love this one so much. I love this book so much. So yeah, Book Lovers by Emily Henry. And then I got The Dragon's Bride by 𝐀𝐟𝐼R𝐤𝐵𝐻𝐻. I did not expect it to be this thin. I was like, is this right? Why is it so short? I guess it is. This is the first book in her series, A Deal with a Demon series. And the second book has come out or is coming out soon. And when I saw this, I was like, I didn't know that there were going to be like more discreet covers because I do like the original covers, but when I saw this I was like, oh, that looks so nice. And so I got this one, and again I didn't expect it to be so thin. This is under 200 pages. What the heck? So when I pick this up, it's going to be a very fast read. Super fast read. And then the last book that I also haven't read, is a signed copy of I Kissed Shara Wheeler by Casey McQuiston. Now, I've heard mixed reviews about this one. I feel like much more mixed reviews than One Last Stop, and One Last Stop I didn't really like, but we'll see. Yeah, this is a signed copy. I don't know if I'm gonna like it. I like the hardcover itself. I thought this was like a special edition type thing, but I guess not. This is how the hardcover looks like, but we'll see how I like it. If not, I can just sell it. So that is it for this video. So as expected, I forgot some books. These were behind something and they were on another shelf, so I was just like, I forgot them. Here they are. First one is actually a signed copy. This is Elektra by Jennifer Saint, author of Ariadne. I've not read that one, but I enjoy Greek mythology retelling, so I bought it and I got it. And look at the end papers. They're so pretty. Okay, it doesn't have anything like on the hardcover except for the spine, but it's signed by the author and it's just so pretty. So, you know, I can't help but get it. Just look at the cover. Look at that. I love the shine. Look. So this is a retelling of the story of Elektra. So I'm excited to get to it. I need to read it Ariadne first though. And then, of course, my book of the month book. I can't believe I forgot. So I have 2 books for this month. First one is my main pick, which is Darling Girl by Liz Michalski. This is a Peter Pan retelling, and this is obviously adult. It says, in this beautiful reimagining of J.M. Barrie's classic, one woman must take on the infamous Peter Pan, who is not the innocent adventurer and the fairy tales make him out to be, to save her daughter's life. And I've heard mixed things about this one, but I've heard that if you really enjoy Peter Pan, you're really gonna enjoy this one. Let's see, I haven't really read Peter Pan. I've only ever seen like that movie. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. And then I have as my add-on the Maid by Nita Prose. And just from everything that I've been hearing, I feel like I'm really going to like this. So I'm excited to get to this. And I love the red. Just, it's such a bright red. So yeah. That's it. That's all. I can tell you that I have other books that I should have included here, but it's fine. It's fine. We're good. The 𝐿umicrate Fairy books. So I didn't have as much as I did before. Thankfully, it is not going to be a very long video, and hopefully next month it's also going to be the same. I won't have a lot of books. So that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you guys have read any of these books and what your thoughts are, and if you want me to read any of these books very soon. But yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you on my next one.